We can't wait to get into this and just kind of talk about the install some more and show you around and show you what to look for when you're picking a shop to have paint protection film or any other protective services put on your Cybertruck or any other vehicle. I'm going to show you how we take this Cybertruck and we take it from silver to tank. What's up, guys? It's Gabe from Ceramic Pro Pottstown, and today we're hanging out in the shop. Danik's doing some paint protection film. He's installing it on this Tesla Cybertruck. This customer came to us and said, I want to protect this. I want to keep it looking good. I'm not sure how the stainless steel is going to hold up. Of course, it being stainless steel, it's probably going to hold up pretty decently. But he said, I want to protect the investment. I waited years for it. Truthfully, most people have. They've waited an ungodly amount of time for Tesla to manufacture this and get it approved and get it road safe. So this client in particular said, I want to look like I'm rolling around in a stealth tank, because that's what this thing really is. It's a tank, but being chrome and reflective, it kind of stands out. So right now we're installing our satin black paint protection film, and we're going to put it all over the stainless steel on this thing. Here you can see Danik, who is prepping to put PPF on this Cybertruck. He's going to be installing the black paint protection film, and right now he's grabbing some of the clay that he has, and he's going to clay the door. That's just a part of the process. This pulls off any of the embedded contaminants that could be on the panel. And normally you would do this on paint. We're doing it on this just in case, because that's just the safe thing to do. Because the last thing you want to do is put film on it, and then you end up with dirt or trash underneath of it, and it looks like garbage. So that's what Danik is doing here. So here you can see Oz is going over this massive billboard of a front bumper. He's going to clay this, and then he's going to take that PPF, and he's going to lay it, the whole thing across the front. He's going to stretch it from one side all the way to the other. But right now the goal is just to get this as clean as possible. And he's doing that again with the clay. And when he pulls that clay away, he's gonna show you how dirty it actually is. And most of it is just stainless steel polish. This is a brand new piece of clay that we've only used on this, and we washed it and it looks like this. This is why it's worth going the extra mile. Because if you don't, this plays havoc on how the film sticks and how it holds up over time. Pick the shop that's gonna go the extra mile, please. So here these guys are pulling the backer off of the film, and they're gonna lay the film on the door. And we do this standing up, so that way we don't end up with any contaminants that float around in the air. We don't want that to land on the film itself. The goal is to put the film on the car and get as much coverage as we can without lifting the film off. So he's gonna manipulate the film, he's gonna stretch it, and then he's going to spray some slip on top, so that way we don't put like marring marks in it. And then he's gonna come through and start to push those big air bubbles out and start to squeegee. So you'll see the first thing Danik does is squeegee along that top edge to prevent the film from walking away from him. And he squeegees along the body line to get it locked, so that way he's not chasing air and liquid out of the body line later after he's already moved majority of the slip solution. So Danik's a super particular installer that he's always going to try and one-shot the panel, meaning get that film on the panel without having to lift it off or take it away from the truck so far that he has an opportunity to introduce contamination or dirt. So that's why you see he only opens the film off the bottom just enough to get liquid in there so that he can continue to squeegee. See, Danish gonna squeegee all of this liquid out the best that he can, and then he'll check it from multiple angles and make sure that there aren't any bubbles left or slip that he's missed. And that's pretty much it, one door down. The first thing that you're gonna ask me when you call me is, do you guys do any disassembly? And the answer is some. Now, what we do is we'll pull off the trim that goes around the fenders, we'll pull off the mirrors, we'll pull off the window trim up here. And the point of that is that because when you're doing color change and you're doing paint protection film full body, it pays to go the extra mile just to do it right. Now, you've heard me talk about not disassembling cars previous, but the truth is that I stopped wanting to do the most efficient work, and I wanted to start doing the best work in the shop that we could, and that meant just going the extra mile and removing the panels and parts that we could do. Some shops will tell you, yeah, we'll pull bumpers off and we'll pull lights out and stuff like that. What we want to do is we want to find the medium, the happy medium between like risk for us as a shop taking things apart and then reward for us as a shop getting the best coverage that we possibly can. And when I say coverage, I mean wrapping up and over edges and tucking things in, because those fender trims come out to about here. Like, there's a ton more room, and then the trim is also sealed up against this. So this is one of the fender covers that we pull off. The edge here is slightly beveled out, and it compresses when it's pushed up against the truck. And what happens is that if we're trying to get film into the area between this trim and the truck itself, we're not going to be able to fit the squeegee that's in there. What's going to happen is we're going to end up with a film edge that doesn't have all of the soap squeegeed out from underneath of it. Now, you're thinking, well, it's behind there, so it's not that big of a deal. Yes, it is. So the problem with that is that if the edge of the film hasn't been fully squeegeed out, where the film ends itself, what happens is you start to get pullback and it starts to lift, because once the adhesive underneath is exposed to air, it continues to rot and spread. So what that turns into is film that eventually will lift up and then it can just pop out of between the fender and the vehicle. Not to mention, you're not going to be able to trim it deep enough when you still have this attached to the truck. So what's going to end up happening is you're just going to end up with a silver line all the way around the fender, and it's just not going to look that great. So we'd rather take the extra time to pull this apart, and this isn't a massive risk because you can see it's held in with clips. Like, these are push clips, standard automotive push clips. So that's kind of why we go the extra mile in pulling these apart, because we know that we're going to get a better quality install. And like I said before, I'm just not willing to sacrifice the quality of the install and just that aesthetic look that our clients want just to save myself a few dollars on labor. I would much rather just pay my installers to do the job right and go the extra mile and do this light disassembly to make sure that it looks good for you for years to come. So the next question I get asked is, do you wrap edges on the Cybertruck? And yes, because the whole truck is an edge. The whole thing is an edge. So these are machined edges, meaning that they're machined down that you're not gonna like poke yourself on them, like rubbing up against them. That's not licensed for you to just like do things and not pay attention. So, you know, be careful, this is stainless steel. So the goal is when we do these trucks in full body PPF, that we want to wrap these edges as best we can, wherever we can. The problem is that paint protection film is designed to bond with vehicle clear coat. So that means for us to get these edges to wrap, typically we're gonna have to do some light scuffing with like a white Brillo pad. And like, that's not a huge deal to do that, especially on the hidden edge in here. The goal is that these are factory finished, and they're usually like, they're run over with like a deburr machine and grinder wheel just to smooth them out. They're usually really, really smooth. So what we need to do is we just need to roughen the surface texture so that adhesive has something to grab onto. So we'll do that all around these edges, and it makes a massive difference in how the film sticks. In addition to that, this is the thing that I'm gonna catch flack in the comments for, because I'm gonna be the only shop that will tell you the truth about every single other shop in the country. And that is, on cars that are difficult, absolutely shops will use adhesive promoter. Any shop that tells you that they don't use adhesive promoter is straight up full crap. Especially on surfaces like this that paint protection film isn't designed for. So what we'll do is we'll take a very small amount of adhesive promoter and lay that on just this inlaid edge on the other side here. And the goal is, when we wrap the film around, that we give it an extra boost for that adhesive to stick to, because this is not paint. This is stainless steel. So we have to give ourselves as much room for error here and to get it right the first time as we can. So when I pull this down like this, if we look at this again, like these panels here, like there's, even fully closed, there's gonna be a gap here. And imagine if the film stopped on this outside edge, like this silver is gonna light up and stand out at you. And that's why we wanna take the time, extra time, to wrap around it. And we're gonna do the same thing here on this massive billboard of a front end that's also attached to the hood. They're clamshell style. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but I'm not an engineer. Thanks, Elon. So we're gonna wrap around this edge here, and when I look at this underneath of here, like this is gonna be a problem to try and get film to stick to in here, so we'll probably have to pop this light bar out if we can, and I don't think we're gonna be able to, so this will be one of those things where like the film is gonna have to just stop on this outer edge, and I can pretty much guarantee you that the hood is gonna become a massive issue later, but you know, that just comes with the territory of doing vehicles that are really unique like this. So pick the right shop that's gonna go the extra mile for you, and take the time to explain these things so you're not guessing. If you've got one of these Cybertrucks, picking any shop that's gonna outsource the work, that's not gonna have installers in-house, that's not gonna have people on hand that are doing this every day, is a massive problem, especially when it comes to unique projects like this. So pick the shop that's gonna go the extra mile, stand behind the work, and who's gonna be there to back you up when and if you have a problem later. The other question I get is, can you ceramic coat Cybertrucks? And the answer is yes. However, there's something that you need to be aware of. The Cybertruck and its stainless steel panels, when you ceramic coat them, it can appear blotchy. And it doesn't matter what brand of coating, whether it be Ceramic Pro or something else, it doesn't matter. It can appear splotchy on stainless steel strictly because a traveling grain across stainless steel, and just because of the chemicals and processes they use to finish it to have that low reflective but shiny surface. Ceramic coatings can make that splotchy. However, it's usually only if you really go hard and squint your eyes to look at it. So we've ceramic coated them before and they always come out looking great. Just know that it can appear splotchy depending on who does the application. Another thing to know is that no iron remover can be used in the prep of a Cybertruck before the application of ceramic coating or paint protection film. And the reason for that is because what does iron remover do? It reacts with phosphorus material. And what is a Cybertruck made of? Entirely of phosphorus material. It's made of steel. And what's going to happen is those exposed edges are going to react with that iron remover, and then you're going to start to see runs on the panel. And it's not a huge deal if somebody does that. All of that stuff can be removed. Ultimately, what happens is you have to polish the whole thing. And polishing stainless steel is that of a challenge that I don't wish on my worst enemy sometimes, because truthfully, it's super challenging and it's really, really dirty work and it makes a mess. Make sure that whoever's doing the prep work on your Cybertruck isn't using iron remover in their process. What's the build quality like on the Cybertrucks is another question I get asked frequently. And the only thing I can say is it's a Tesla, and it's just like every other Tesla out there. You never know what you're gonna get. You're rolling the dice, you know? Some of them look great, other ones look like they've been put together by Helen Keller. I don't know what else to say besides that. We're more than happy to come down to the Tesla dealership and look at it with you during delivery with our delivery day inspection, and we can bring it back to the shop as well. That's something else we offer, is delivery day pickup. We'll meet you at the dealership, you'll take delivery, and then we'll bring it back here, get it inside where it's nice and safe, inside of our temperature controlled shop, and then we can work on whatever it is we're gonna do for you. So if you've got a Tesla, specifically a Cybertruck, or any of the awesome Tesla models that are out there, Ceramic Pro Pottstown wants a chance to work on that for you. Ceramic coatings, paint protection film, window tint, whatever it is, we got you covered. At the end of the day, we're out here to do the best that we can, and we're out here to strive for the best and give you the best quality and results that you can count on when it comes to your vehicle.